have an opportunity to listen to an international award-winning speaker. You can get his name right. It's Maher Elusini. You're going to love him. He's as fit as a fiddle, but he really knows his business. He knows exactly what you need to do to make your body so it will last till you're 100 years old. His mission is to empower 1 million lives with better health, more energy, without spending any time at the gym. I like that. Here's an opportunity. When did you decide to really take your body, the body God gave you, and do something with it and become as fit and as you are today?
I feel like it's a brilliant question because, Peter, for me, I don't know if it's a born with it, but all my friends will tell you that Maher, from a very young age, would say, my body's a temple, guard it. Now, what I did with it later on in my life, I don't know. But I will say one thing. Having a corporate job led me to begin my quest for better health. Because in that process, during my corporate career, I began to lose the energy levels and the physique that I had built playing basketball. Corporate job, you're on the road, I'm traveling, I'm with the team, it's burgers and beers, and you're unaware. Although I was younger, you almost bet on yourself that eventually I can always lose it or what have you. I went from 175 to about 192. And at one point I said to myself, okay, this has got to go. Like, I can't see my abs anymore. This is a problem. And I feel it's a self-image, right? It really begins in the mind. You have to have a healthy self-image. And luckily for me, I had a team member in the name of Nick, God bless him, 6'4", blonde, blue eyes, that was typically working from home. And for some odd reason, that specific day, I walked in with my proverbial black plate, 2 bagels, Snickers bar, and cup of coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars, like everybody else. And I'm seeing this gentleman on his stand-up desk, mind you, in his early, maybe mid-30s, shredded, unbelievable. And I was thinking to myself, how is that? Like, I always thought to myself, how is that? Because at this point, I've kind of lost myself in the habits. And I see him take a big spoon of coconut oil, put it in his black coffee, and he's stirring it this way. And as I'm walking in to my right, I look at him, I'm like, Nick, are you putting oil in your coffee? And he looks at me, he's like, yeah, Maher, yeah, come try it. And I looked at him, I said, that's disgusting. Who puts oil in coffee? You're supposed to enjoy your coffee, right, with the cream and the sugar and what have you. He said, no. This is very different. This is like a ketogenic diet. And this is actually energy, not fat or oil. And a big question mark literally lit up over my head with a light bulb. And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I eat 1 meal a day and I eat fat to burn fat.
Was that novel to you then?
Absolutely. It was something I never heard of in my life. You're telling me if I eat fat, I'm going to lose fat?
Was this guy professional who told you
No,
this?
he was not professional. He was just extremely passionate, the way I am, about nutrition today. And I always question, how is he not in nutrition? Why is he not in, he said, well, my partner at the time is in nutrition. And she's one of his supporters or taught him or brought him into that world. And he's like, would you like to try it? And I said, okay. Peter, I kid you not. That day, you're on the highway and you accidentally take an exit that leads you to your destination much quicker than you thought you would be at if you had stayed on the original highway that you were on. Because the next time I looked up at the clock, it was 3 p.m. Mind you, the meeting or the time him and I connected was at 8 a.m. The focus, the energy levels, to my left was the plate of bagels and Snickers. And I thought to myself, I didn't eat. I'm hyper-focused. And I feel wonderful. Now, is this a joke? Did he put something in there? Or should I actually go out there and do the research and understand what is it that I just put inside my body? And in the process, I continued. The first 3 weeks was an incredibly difficult time. My body was screaming for carbohydrates.
How old were you then?
I was 26. So what, 8 years now? 7 or 8 years. Right? My body at the time was, where's my carbohydrates? Because I was so accustomed to having carbs as a way of living versus having fat. And after the 3 weeks had passed, I felt like my body has fully adapted. I began to eat one meal a day, rely on fat as a source of energy, and fast forward 8 years later, with countless books, countless research on a various or a multitude range of publications, and over 100 people that I've helped, I can confidently tell you that I've basically biohacked my way to better health, more energy, with no effort.
And how many years has this taken for you to be in the kind of condition you're in today?
This has been maintenance. When I reached this level, I would say that in total, about 4 years.
So do you consciously, as soon as you wake up in the morning, consciously think about what you might put in your body today or this week that will maintain the level of fitness you have today?
It was conscious. Now it's unconscious,
You just do it
automatically.
Yeah. So how does one train themselves to be healthy, let's say healthy eaters, on a daily basis?
One of the biggest things that you must be conscious about is why. We must identify that we are in a place where we don't want to be. We must leave the pre-contemplation stage, past contemplation stage, and come to the point where, okay, I have pain. I need to fix this now. No ifs, no ands or buts.
What's that pain look like? What does that pain feel like?
Well, it could be a multitude of things. It could be absolutely no energy. You come back home after a long day of work, your kids are running around and you're like, I can't even look at you right now. It could be that beautiful dress shirt that I bought no longer fits. Why did I even spend $100? I have to now donate it. Or it could be...
Because you've outgrown it.
You've outgrown it, exactly. Or it could be my spouse, my friend, my colleague, anybody making fun, saying you're out of shape or you're not like how you used to be. And it could really, at that point, affect your self-confidence. Once your self-confidence starts to slip away from you, then you might really have to start thinking, hey, what am I not doing that I should be doing or must be doing in order to reclaim my health, my body, my confidence in myself?
Is there could be a dozen reasons, but are there one or two main reasons that people do not look after their body and put on 10, 15, 20 pounds or more, and are in this lifestyle for a long period of time, which is not good for them? And let me back up. And how do you get out of that?
I feel like the first part to your question is you really lose sight of what's important in life because you prioritized your career or your income more than your health. And the second part to your question is, A, you need to bridge that gap between the lack of knowledge that you have, or B, bring someone to help you bridge that gap. So seek help. Ask for it. I need it. I need somebody. I need a coach. I need somebody who's a professional or certified or has the experience to help me get out of this. And the only thing stopping you from where you are right now or where you're going to be is literally the wrong habits. The wrong habits have led you to where you are today. And the only thing we need to do as a nutritionist, beyond taking you on and having a consultation, understanding where you are, we're going to just replace those habits and give you habits that empower you versus restricting you.
So how challenging is it on your own without a professional such as you that helps you with those habits? How do they help themselves? Or perhaps that's an impossibility. Or maybe 1 in 10 can, but 8 out of 10 can't.
Spot on. 1 in 10 can. I would strongly argue 9 out of 10 can't. Because firstly, we don't know where to go. The information overload in today's era, social media, Google, it is thousands upon thousands of bits of information being bombarded at you without the expertise or experience to filter out the wrong data. Because you don't actually have the time to go out and apply every single bit of theory and test it whether or not it's beneficial to you or not.
So tell me about your career path today, or the last little while, and how you've energized yourself and your wife to build this career, and how do you attract people? And then at the tail end of that, tell me about this very special, I won't say offer, but this very special program you're on where you challenge people with basically a money-back guarantee. If they do it, that's great. If they don't do it, they get their money back. How does that work, and how is that as effective as it sounds to somebody?
You know, the career path that I'm on today, Peter, and I hope to stay on for the rest of my life, because I've found, let me rephrase it, I've discovered that my purpose on this planet is to help somebody. And let's piggyback off that point and reverse engineer it, because I was pulled into this career versus being pushed into it. And my experience, my expertise, and my applied theories have led me to say to any person I serve, if you do what I'm telling you to do and the way to do it, and you give me the benefit of the doubt, you will get your health back. And I am so confident that if you don't, it's free. It's simple as that.
Now, do you call it, is it something special you actually call it, or do you just make it that simple, what you just said?
I make it that simple. It's either you get your health back or it's free. Simple.
So do you have a studio that they come to, or tell me how that works?
Yeah, so
How do I find you in the first place? And how do I get attracted to your program? And then how do you convince me it's either this or this?
that's a very good question. I feel like to answer the first part of the question, most of my inquiries come online. They find me via Google, right? They typically would say how to lose weight or weight loss coach. So they've already passed that pre-contemplation stage, and they've reached the point where I'm seeking help. So once that's done and we have a consultation, we sit down, I'll assess whether or not you're ready. And if so, I give you a quick breakdown of what to expect. And we simply go from there.
Now, is that emotionally ready, or I'm mentally ready, or I'm physically ready, or is it a combination of all those things for you to come to that conclusion, this guy is ready for this program?
You must be ready, willing, and able, and that takes your mental, physical, and emotional states to be, I am ready, let's go. Right? Because there's one thing that can happen. You might be ready, willing, and able, and you might be mentally, physically, and emotionally ready, and then you start your health quest without a coach, only for you to realize there's something called the snapback effect. And this is where you need somebody to come in and say, whoa, 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 I know exactly where we're going. You're flying in the dark, but I'm that pilot. I've been through this storm. Let's go.
So you help that client be accountable to themselves and then ultimately you.
100%.
Have you had any failures?
0. It's 100% success thus far.
That's good. Good
Yes.
for you. So what is the one thing that you know that individual, whoever it is, you say that guy's going to make it. He's going to follow this program. He's going to do this program. He's going to get healthy. He's going to look better, feel better, and live longer.
Trust. I feel like he trusts me to take him to the promised land.
Okay, and how do you do that?
We're going to have a one-on-one conversation. And I'm going to circle back to your original question. Do you have a clinic or do you have somebody that come visits you? How does it work? Well, given our very unique situation with the pandemic, I've leveraged the internet. So we can sit on a virtual meeting. We have accountability calls. Or because I am wanting to serve the greater Vancouver area and the Vancouver area, we can have sit-downs, one-on-one consultations where I can come visit you. We can go to a neutral location like a coffee shop and sit down and have a discussion. And the biggest thing here, Peter, is anybody who is really, really wanting to get better, they will get better. And that sometimes leads them to make better decisions. Like, let me get the information. Let me empower myself with the right team. Let me go out there and really do something you've never done before. And that's to change and take the unknown route. And that's like, I think the biggest thing in any health quest, any health journey, or any financial journey, or any career, you must take that initial step by saying, I'm going to do it. And the greatest emotional currency that I receive is seeing a client transform from the person they were to the person they are today. Literally, it vanishes. The old person vanishes, and they have this new set of paradigms, beliefs, relationship with food, energy levels, and the best part, the self-confidence just shoots up. They're smiling. I haven't had one client come to me and say, this was the worst program ever. You know, a story, former chief of police, Mr. Gene Vickers, who's a very unique client to me, in his early 70s. He came to me at 245. And
that's his weight.
Yes, his weight,
Yeah.
245. And he came to me and he just tapped on his belly after a keynote and he said, hey, do you think you can help me with this? And I said, I promise you, you give me a chance, I will help you. He hired me on the spot, and the journey took 7 months. And 7 months later, he's 170 pounds.
Wow.
So 60...
Is he still a policeman?
No, he's like retired, yeah. Right? He's retired. And you know, what I learned is he wanted to lose the weight, of course, to get healthy and of course to improve his energy. But there was that underlying why factor, was simply to get back on his bike or simply to go do the grind. It's simply to do the things that your body at the time limited you to do so. Sometimes the body gets into the way and it doesn't allow you to run after your kid because you're huffing and puffing. Or you're playing tag with your wife, for example. She's running up the stairs, but she's fitter than you. You're going to go up the stairs and you're just like, I can't. I'm halfway through the stair, you're like, I'm huffing. I'm puffing. I can't catch you. So stop it, right? So the health is, as cliche as it is, your health is your greatest source of wealth because it leads you to do everything else. And I always say this to all my clients, even in my books, my new book coming out, I write this specific line, what's a Ferrari if you can't get into it? You know?
Is that the name of the book?
Yeah, it's my new book's $1 Million Body Diet, right? But what's a Ferrari? What's a nice car if you can't get into it? What's a nice suit if you can't wear it? What's a nice house if you can't enjoy it? Because you're sitting on a couch with your legs up saying, just give me another chip. Give me another chip. You know, and then you're only doing it unconsciously or habitually. And you're not even aware of where this is leading you to.
So how do people reach you? How do they find out about you? And how do they ultimately sign up and be one of these candidates? Like this policeman, who it took him 7 months, which is fine. He can live 7 months anyway. Now he's going to live 7 months and be fit.
Exactly.
How do they see you? How do they seek you out? How do they find you? And how do they get engaged with you?
First things by visiting my website at maherelusini.com. That's Maher. Elusini.com, or VIP coaching at maherelusini.com. That's my email. You can also call me for a free consultation. My direct line is 778-998-0806, or on social media, right? You can find me on LinkedIn, and you can find me on Facebook. Instagram is not quite there yet, but I promise the world I'll get back on Instagram very soon. And simply reach out and say, I need help. And it's going to be a very friendly conversation because I truly want to help you. I'm on this planet to help you. And the other thing I say is, because there's only one of me, I can only take 20 of you. So it's only limited capacity. I do it per season. Typically a client will go on a 3-month journey. Some clients may need more, but we'll figure that out when we get there. And simply give me your trust. I will give you my all, and we can go from there.
Okay, before we close, tell the audience about this guarantee and exactly how that works, because that idea is so creative that it's very difficult to not buy into it. So explain to the audience exactly how it works and the guarantee that goes with it.
I promise you, okay, you give me this chance, we get on a phone call, we do a consultation, we identify your pains, your weaknesses, we create a plan for you, you follow it like I'm telling you to, and if you don't lose weight and get your energy back, you get your money back. It's free. It's absolutely free. You have 60 days to see for yourself. You're telling me 8 weeks, you do exactly like I'm telling you, and the scale doesn't move, it's free.
And that's where you came up with the $1 Million Body Academy.
You know what,
I love
Peter?
that name.
Peter, you know what? I promise you that this came from the ether. I'm a huge believer in meditation.
Okay.
I take a 5-10 minute meditation day or time out of my day, 5 to 10 minutes, where I just listen to the inner voice, because sometimes it's just right. And I was really struggling in finding the right name to tell my client or tell my potential client how to be healthy. And I feel there is this proverbial $1 million body, or sorry, $1 million smile, right? Or that $1 million question. It's proverbial, the ultimate, right? Now the $1 million body came to me because I want each and every client to feel like they have a body valued not only at $1 million, but far beyond that. Because the $1 million body is about you having energy, health, to do whatever you want. So when someone looks at you, they say, damn, that's $1 million body you have. And here it is. The $1 million body is not mine, actually. It's for you guys and for the people out there who want to have better health. It's that $1 million body. So
if you're looking for $1 million body,
exactly,
it's sitting right here.
Well, there's 2 things that could potentially happen. A, you do the program and you get your life back. Or B, you do the program, nothing happens, and you get your money back.
Pretty simple offer. Well, you can reach him and you can sign up for yourself and help yourself get $1 million body and live a long time. You know, my friend, thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Excellent.